Okay, so if your calorie deficit has stopped working, I'm going to give you 5 reasons of why this may happen. Now, reason 1 for why 95% of people's calorie deficits stop working, it boils down to this issue. And once you rectify it, the majority of people are going to be burning fat again like that. And that's because people just aren't tracking properly, okay? Now, if you are in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. There is no ifs, there's no buts, there is no maybes. It's just how it works, the laws of thermodynamics. But what happens is that people start off very, very hot and sweaty when it comes to calorie counting. They're up here, and I've seen it firsthand. As people progress in their journey, their calorie tracking ability, if you will, it slowly decreases until it hits rock bottom, and then we're in a situation where the deficit is no longer working. I'm going to tell you where most people slip up. I'm going to give you some things that people forget so you can rectify these in your own journey. So people slip up when it comes to sauces and dressings, milks in teas and coffees, juices, especially if it's fruit juice, oils and stuff like that. Now, as people get better with calorie counting, okay, their confidence increases. As their confidence and their competence increases, people start to get sloppy with their tracking. And as time goes on, they're like, I've been doing this for a while. I can eyeball this, I can eyeball that. In reality, they can't. And those things that they used to measure and weigh, they don't anymore, which is why their weight loss has stalled. This happens because some people get calorie counting burnout, okay? They get sick and tired of it. And that is because they didn't understand and they didn't practice the fundamental habits that make calorie counting and weighing themselves and weighing their food every day second nature. If you want me to make those key fundamental fat loss habits second nature, join our school community. There's modules on there that will get you calorie counting and calorie tracking like that quick. So if you want me to go through all of that with you, maybe you've got some anxiety around calorie counting, maybe you've never done it before and you just want to make sure you get it right, hit the link in the pinned comment. We'll be happy to help. It's super cheap right now as well. At the time of this recording, it is $27. So that's the early bird price. So get in there while it's cheap, because I tell you right now, if more people keep coming in, it ain't going to stay that way. Now, the second reason why your deficit would have stopped working is because your deficit calories have now become your maintenance calories. Now, over an extended period of time, if you've been in a deficit, you'd be getting leaner and leaner, but your body is smart, okay? It knows what's happening. So as you now weigh less, okay, there is less of you to go around. That means that you require less energy to function. Your body adapts. So what you were once seeing to lose fat, your body goes, oh no, that's fine. We can operate on that now. That's no problem at all. So what do we do? Well, there are 3 main fixes when this happens, okay? So I need you to listen very carefully. Now, we've got reducing our calories, we've got moving more, or we've got, which is I would say objectively the best option we have, is doing a whole combination of the 3. Again, I won't know this for sure unless I'm in there looking at your journey and I can dissect it and break it apart bit by bit. I'm not going to know, but as a general rule of thumb, we want to keep our activity high, okay, so we can keep our food intake as much as possible. Now, if you're a person who somehow, some way can magically just go without food and keep reducing their calories, then go ahead. But here's the thing. We keep our activity as high as possible, okay? That means that we have to subtract less food. If we're keeping our food high, especially if we're having some good carbs in there as well, that is also going to keep our energy high. Energy which you can use to push in the gym, push in our cardio sessions. If you want more information on that, check out the school community. There's a couple lessons dedicated on the maintenance phase. But I don't want to overwhelm you, so I won't go over it here. Now, reason number 3 is going to be an over-reliance on the weighing scale. Okay, here's the thing, people. The weighing scale does not tell you the full picture. The weighing scale is a phenomenal tool. It's a fantastic tool that gives us an objective measure that we can track over time. What do I always say? Data. Data is king in this situation, especially in a fat loss context. But people get too obsessed with it. Remember that the scale weighs everything inside of you. It is not just fat, okay? It's everything. It's all the tissue, all the water. So especially as you get leaner and leaner, expect there to be way more fluctuations. This is why going forward, what I want you to do is have many ways of tracking your progress. One of my favorites, see how your old clothes fit, okay? Take progress pictures every single week and take body measurements using a tape measure. So this is going to help you, because when you step onto the scale and it shows you a number that you don't like, you're not going to be panicking, because you know, okay, well, this t-shirt's fit me a little bit looser around my chest. Oh, I measured my thighs and it was 0.5 inches smaller a week before. So it's going to put your mind at ease. You're not going to be too worried about the scale. The problem is when you get obsessed with the scale is that people start indulging in unsustainable habits just to get that number down, and nobody knows that better than me. You start doing crazy things like drinking less water because it's going to reflect on the scale. You start eating well below your required calories for that day just because you want the scale to be low. It's unsustainable. It ends up with you becoming skinny fat, and it's just a horrible, horrific way to diet and go throughout this whole fat loss process. Worst way possible. Never do that. So here's an actionable step, something that I need you to do. What I want you to do is, okay, don't worry about the weekly fluctuations, okay? Also, don't worry about the daily fluctuations. Track your weight week by week. You're either going to take the average or you're going to take the median. I used to take the average. I swapped over to the median, so I just take the median. And look at the trend week by week, okay? Never look at your daily weights, okay? Log them, obviously, but they vary so much. It's just going to cause, it's going to be mental chaos. It's going to be a war in your head, so don't put yourself through that. And if you're a person who does have scale anxiety, there is a dedicated lesson on how we get rid of it and the mindset shifts that we need to commit to get rid of that scale anxiety completely. So if you're interested in that, join the school community. Scale anxiety, no more. So the next reason is going to be quite similar to reason 2, and that's the fact that you've hit a plateau. But the problem is that when people say they're in a weight loss plateau, they're not really in a weight loss plateau. Why? Because people are impatient, okay? You are not in a weight loss plateau, okay? Unless your weight hasn't moved for 4 weeks. You are not in a weight loss plateau, okay? Unless your weight, nothing is budged, no matter how small the change is, even if it's 0.1, 0.2 of a change. If your weight hasn't changed for 4 weeks, you're not on a plateau. Why do I say so long? Because some people are going to say 2 weeks, some people may say 3 weeks. I give it 4 weeks because I just want to give it time, okay, for the body just to sort itself out, because there's so much that can happen from, poor sleep, water retention. We have training fatigue left over, okay? Potential sodium intake. There's so many things that can happen, and our body can do strange things sometimes, and that can often be reflected in the scale. So we need to give our body time to sort itself out. So stick to the plan, okay? Keep eating in the deficit. Don't see it as an excuse to say screw it and order loads of takeout and completely go off plan, because you're just going to do more harm than good, okay? Never do that. But just wait it out. At the end of that 4 weeks, then we can talk about measures and procedures that we can put in place to start getting your weight coming down again. Usually one or two options. It's either that we keep progressively overloading with the cardio, and option 2, we put you into a diet break. Okay, now that's where you're going to be eating at maintenance calories. Typically have your carbs a little bit higher. We're going to keep our training intensity and volume the exact same. We're going to push, and then after that week, we come back down to our maintenance calories, and that solves around 99% of cases. Again, a lot of nuance, okay, and a lot of honesty if you're going through this process yourself and just following my advice, okay? You are not in a plateau. If your weight hasn't budged in 4 weeks, then you are in a weight loss plateau. Now remember, if you want me to take you through this process and hold your hand step by step, you can join the School Academy. If you join now, you get 27% off. On top of that, you get 3 free bonus modules, a bunch of free diet and workout plans, and there's a full 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like it, I'll send you your money back. I hope I'm going to be seeing you inside of our school.